Hello everybody and welcome to Virtual Church for today's selection of hymns and organ music. As always, please do let me know if there are any issues early on so we can get them resolved straight away. Hopefully I should have ironed out any issues so far. I think everything is good. Let me have a quick glance over here. I think everything looks okay in that direction. So I've got my trusty requests here. These are all pre-requests. These have come in advance of today's stream. If you'd like to make some requests live, then obviously they're not going to end up on this bit of paper. This is not a very high-tech bit of paper. So please do leave me a super chat. You can donate 50p or $5,000 or whatever. And I will basically see your super chat and I will see if I can play your request today. So the first request, which is a pre-request, has come in from David Turner, and it's a wonderful tune called Innsbruck. O thou who dost accord us the highest prize and guerdon, thou hope of all our race, Jesu, do thou afford us the gift we ask of pardon for all who humbly seek thy face. So this is for David Turner. Actually one of my, I say this quite a lot as you know, but that's actually one of my favourite hymns. I just love the harmony, not least because it's by J.S. Bach, but it's just so, there's something about that, the chorale, which is just so beautiful. And of course it comes from, is it the St. John Passion by Bach? Or is it it's a John Passion, isn't it? He uses it in the John Passion. Of course, it has so much feeling in that. So thank you very much, David, for requesting our first hymn tonight. So today is a Mothering Sunday. You may see some flowers in the background over there. They are they were flowers that somehow have appeared in this house. It's by some kind soul. I won't say who it was. But to anyone out there who is a mother or who does motherly things, a very happy Mother's Day to you. To all of you fathers who are taking on motherly roles, happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day to you too. Happy sort of parenting day, I suppose. So I don't know whether it is anything like that outside of here in England, but in England we celebrate Mothering Sunday today. Actually, it's quite good timing because Hugo had his first birthday on Friday. So this is our second Mother's Day, and he fell over and bit his lip. But he was very quick to get over that because he's such a fighter, not in that sort of angry sense, but he's a real trooper. He's really determined. So it's got a little bit of a fat lip. It's the first time he's had an incident. But anyway, so happy birthday to Hugo, of course. Thank you for all of your messages on various platforms. And happy Mothering Sunday to anyone who that might apply to. So Ben Wallace is up next. Ben Wallace always sends in high quality scans and good hymns. He sent one here called "Here, O my Lord, I see thee face to face. Here would I touch and handle things unseen. Here grasp with firmer hand the eternal grace, and all my weariness upon thee lean." Tune is called Morecambe, and he's requested this because hymns by I think the chap who wrote it, who is called Horatius Bonar, are amongst men's favourite hymns. So let's see what it sounds like, shall we? Let's get a cornet sort of sound, I think. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much, Ben, for requesting that. Ben, are you in with us? I haven't actually seen anyone who's chatting, so I haven't looked down yet. I suspect because I've started an hour earlier and clocks have changed and all of that sort of stuff, we've actually got a smaller crowd right now than we normally do, but I suspect numbers will go up later when people sort of think, oh, it's time for VC. Click on, oh, it's been going for an hour. Now, in that instance, the video placeholder has been online for, it's been online for about 8 hours already. I think it just might be worthwhile just checking YouTube every once in a while just to see, if I've got a virtual church on for a different time, just so you don't miss the beginning of it. And also, as I've said before, you can actually click the bell icon next to where it says subscribe on the channel, and the bell icon will give you the notification. And if you get the notification that I'm live, then you won't miss the beginning. So it's well worth doing that, I think. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in last night for the sort of compilation organ album of pipe organs. Sorry I wasn't able to join you. I was actually playing a concert in the church on today's thumbnail, which is actually why I put that church on. It was in the beautiful church of St. Cross in Winchester, 3-manual Walker organ, a very historic organ, a gorgeous organ. And it was a concert of choral music, so I was very much at home. So I was there last night, and I had zero service. It's a sort of church, a sort of location where there is absolutely no service at all. So I was offline, so I couldn't even check to see whether the stream was going safely, but I think it did. So thank you for your comments and for chatting away. James Mossop has requested the next hymn. James is our third patron, so David, Ben and James are all patrons, so thank you for your support. That's really generous of you. All my hope on God is founded. You know the rest, don't you? He doth still my trust renew, me through change and chance he guideth, only good and only true. God unknown, he alone calls my heart to be his own. Tune is obviously by Herbert Howells, one of my favourites. Or should I say, my favourite. Hugo wanted to correct me there. So here we go. All my hope on God is founded. I don't know why, but in this room today, the reverb seems to be a little bit more, let's just say, washy. Let's just make sure that it's not too washy for you. Don't think it will be. How is the sound, guys? Is the sound all right? Is the balance between the organ and the acoustic all right? This organ is in quite a big acoustic anyway, so I can't take the acoustic away, but is a combination of clarity and acoustic okay? I think that's important. It just feels a little bit more reverberant somehow. I don't quite know how that's happened, but it does. But I like it. I like hiding in a big acoustic. I find it very exciting. And as some of you would have seen, I've had, since being live last week, I had the Voxus team around, and I rate Voxus as one of the best organ sampling companies in the world, actually. And they were here. Marion, who's one of the audio engineers, played the Thalben Ball Elegy on this very sample set, and he recorded it. He actually went into Dudelange, into St. Martin's Church in Dudelange, and recorded the organ, so he knows the organ extremely well. But he allowed me to register it in a typically English way, which I think was quite nice for me to do, and great teamwork. So it was a real honour for him to be sitting here playing my organ with his sample set, and he was quite pleased, actually. So yes, if you haven't seen that already, it's Voxus play the BIS organ. It's Thalben Ball's Elegy. It's well worth watching, because I put all of the registrations on the screen of exactly what I'm using. So go and check that out if you haven't already. It's a good piece as well, and he plays it very nicely. And Antino is up next with her request. Beneath the cross of Jesus, I find a place to stand, and wonder at such mercy that calls me as I am. For hands that should discard me hold wounds which tell me, come. Beneath the cross of Jesus, my unworthy soul is won. Sorry, the scan there just sort of did a wave, so the music sort of waves down there. So my eyes just went a little bit like it had one or two too many something or others. So let's have a look at listen to this. Let's use a quieter stop. Let's go for the choir clarinet, I think, for this one. Haven't heard that stop yet today. Accompanied by just a couple of flutes, I think, for now, and then we'll go from there. Oh, thank you very much, Andancina, for sending that through. I haven't heard that one before. It's music is by Keith Getty and Christian. Or no, that's Kristyn Getty? Sorry, Kristyn Getty, and the words are by both Keith and Kristyn Getty as well. So that was "Beneath the Cross of Jesus Christ, I Find a Place to Stand." Brand new to me. And gorgeous as well. Speaking of gorgeous, this next hymn is probably, arguably, one of the most gorgeous hymns in existence. It's very simple, very short, and very slow. Just drop, drop slow tears, and bathe those beauteous feet, which brought from heaven the news and Prince of Peace. This is actually another request from David Turner. David is a patron and is actually getting in 2 requests today. So David, you're very lucky. But seeing as though this hymn and your first hymn are fantastic hymns, I've got no reason not to play them both. So this is perfect for Passion Tide, which is only just around the corner, isn't it? It's drop, drop, slow tears. And let's find a really gorgeous mutation, shall we? Just some quiet flutes, and that should be just enough. So here we go. David, hope that was okay for you. Very slow, probably a bit slower than I would have played it if I was accompanying a congregation or choir, but seeing as though I'm by myself in here today, I can go any speed I like. And luckily this organ has, sorry about all the background noise today, it takes away with a rather mysterious sort of atmospheric atmosphere, doesn't it? But it's only Hugo. Yeah, this organ has all the colours and sustains so beautifully in this wonderful acoustic. I think it all hangs together very nicely. Craig, you just left me a donation. Craig Delaney, thank you very much. What do you mean by a gospel? Can someone help me out with that? I'm not quite sure what you mean by just a gospel. I'll play something for you if you're a bit more specific. Now we've had a request from St. Vincent's. has the audio gone? I haven't got a producer today, have I? So the audio has just left the room. Did it mute halfway through me talking? I haven't got a producer. No one's checking for me. So alas. So I'm not quite sure whether you heard any of that. So I really apologise. It really. The last thing I want to do is talk when I'm muted, particularly if it's for a minute or 2 minutes. It's just the most embarrassing and annoying thing. So I'm really, really sorry about that. So the next request, I'll just say it again. Next request is Pia Jesu Domine, Dona eis requiem. Dona eis requiem sempiternam. And it's a request from St. Vincent's Dog Home in Mexico. And I think it comes from the St. Basil Hymnal 1924. Okay, so here we go then. So I apologise once again for the sound. It's odd, it just went off. So it was talking, did it go off as I was talking? Because that was very strange, because my hand didn't go anywhere near it. Let me know, did that happen? So anyway, you let me know, and I'm going to have a look at this. I'll solo out the tune on, I'll tell you what, we've not rarely heard, is this horn on the great division. Let's have a listen. Let's have a cheeky listen to this horn. Well, there we go, short and sweet and simple. It doesn't really give me any information about what it is, what it's called, but I think the composer is by E. I think that's his first initial. E. Vanden Plas. And it was Pia Jesu Domine. That's the only information that I can give you, I think. Okay, so see, we should have an organ piece, shouldn't we? I've got a few organ pieces lined up actually. Got quite a jolly organ piece for the voluntary tonight. Guilmant, the Grand Chœur in D, which is not very Lenten, but it's just because it's in D major, doesn't make it forbidden, I don't think. So I think we'll have that later on. It's quite loud. I think that's the reason why it might be a little bit dubious to be played in Lent, but I think it's rather good. So we'll have that. So we've got a bit of Buxtehude, some howls, and also a piece which I've never heard before by Alice Jordan. Someone sent it in, and it looks rather nice. So I think we'll have that. But meanwhile, Ole has requested For Mercies Countless. Now let me just get my alphabet in order. So for here it is F, comes quite early in the alphabet. For mercies countless as the sands, which daily I receive, from Jesus my Redeemer's hands, my soul, what canst thou give? It's unfamiliar words perhaps, but a familiar tune. The tune is called Irish. So I was playing the correct rhythm as according to that edition. In the hymn book that I'm used to, there's a dotted rhythm. There are two dotted rhythms which are omitted in that particular version. I think some people, particularly who were brought up on the NEH here in England, would have been expecting a dotted rhythm, but no, it was actually printed, so I thought I would play it as printed. Hope that was okay for you, Olawole. So he requested that dedicated to all mothers celebrating Mothering Sunday. So thank you very much for sending that in. I think we just had a donation from Steve, so thank you very much, Steve, for your £1. You want me to play, did you just send me an email? Another piece of yours, is it? Well, we can make this the Steve Richer show, shall we? All of your compositions. I've done quite a few of them now. What was it? Is it? Oh, we'll have a look. We can all wait in suspense to see what Steve has written and sent into beauty and sound after this next hymn, which is actually a request from Kristyn, who is a patron, and he's requested, put forth, O God, thy Spirit's might, and bid thy church increase, in breadth and length, in depth and height, her unity and peace. To the fairly well-known tune, I think it's fairly well-known, Chelsea Square. So this is for Kristyn. I'm going to eat a little bit of humble pie here. Not humble pie, but I'm going to take something back. I said that it's a fairly well-known tune. I was there's another hymn which starts like that, and I thought it was going to be that tune, and it wasn't. So actually, having said it was a well-known tune, I'd never heard it before in my entire life. But it looked like another tune. I don't know, I can't remember which one it is. I can see it, but I can't quite see the rest of it, or hear it either, or see the words. But anyway, I hope that, Kristyn, that was for you. So thank you very much for sending it through. Let's just have a cheeky look at this thing that Steve, you've got to get you got to give me a key now. How do I do this? Because I need to play the tune, don't I, first? So let me go into my hymn book cupboard. So you actually you're doing Guilmant, but in F minor. It's not an F minor, it's F major. What is this? Why are you doing this? Let's have a look. The Lord's my shepherd. In NEH is what number? 459. I wouldn't have known. I should have known that, actually. I should have known that. 459. So Steve has decided to rewrite Guilmant in F minor from F major. So what we'll do is we'll have, there's that really spooky verse. The verse where in verse 3, yea, though I walk through death's dark vale, yet I will fear no ill, for thou art with me. That's the only sort of time where you can, if you're accompanying these words in a psalm, you'd maybe add a little bit of growl in the death's dark vale verse, just to signify that sort of death creature. So we'll probably have Steve's reimagined version for that verse, and then we'll go back to the usual harmony after that. Okay, so let's see what Steve has done. Thanks, Steve. Slow and tragic was your marking at the beginning, so I hope I played it slow enough and tragically enough. I wonder what the congregation would have done if I'd actually done that in real life. So change that major sixths into a minor sixth. If you want a composer who changes harmony, he likes putting things into minor keys, Steve's your man. He sent a few of those through now. What was the last one that you sent through, Steve? It was rather fun. Well, anyway, thank you for sending that through and for your donation earlier on. Happy to play. So if you want to make any live requests, please do send a little cheeky donation that just goes basically back into the BIS funds to pay for people like John Challenger, who's appearing on BIS in a few weeks, Easter weekend at Salisbury. And just helps basically keep the channel going. Because without your support, we wouldn't be here today. So, your help and support is really appreciated. Richard Allegra is up next with a request which goes by the title of Now Quit Your Care and Anxious Fear. Ooh, let's have a look. This is actually from the 1982 hymnary, so if you've got your 1982s to hand, you can find it at number 145. Now quit your care and anxious fear and worry, for schemes are vain and fretting brings no gain. Lent calls to prayer, to trust and dedication. God brings new beauty nigh. Reply, reply, reply with love to love most high. Reply, reply, reply with love to love most high. Reply with love to love most high. That's very sweet, isn't it? So I have played this simply because I've played the entire 1982 on BIS over the course of 2 days. I can't remember this. Number 145. How long would I have been going to get to a number 145? I don't know. Probably a couple of hours. I think I was on autopilot by that point. So Richard, your reason for requesting this is to celebrate Laetare Sunday, something to help us press on and get through Lent. Just a few more weeks. It is indeed. Palm Sunday is just around the corner, isn't it? So here we go. Now quit your care and anxious fear and worry. Ben, thank you very much for your $2 just now as well. I'll see if I can find it. It's good to see numbers creeping up. It's at usual virtual church time now, 8 o'clock, and interestingly the numbers have just shot up. So any late comers, we've actually been going for an hour. If anyone's just joined us, were you expecting me to be live from now, or were you just out enjoying the sun, as we were today? We had a nice barbecue today, and I wouldn't blame you for doing the same, frankly. So I think now is the time. Now we're at our normal 8 o'clock UK time. Give me a you-know-what. Shall I start the ball rolling? I'll start the ball rolling. There we go. +1 Hampshire. Where are you? Let me know where you are, guys. Thank you for all +1ing and making me sort of introducing yourself. Now, what was the request by Ben?
Oh.
Beneath the cross of what?
Hang on. Beneath the cross of Jesus to St. Christopher.
St. Christopher.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's in my folder here on the iPad.
I can find it if not.
Ben, you might have to send me a high quality scan. Would you mind doing that? I haven't got it in my current folder. But Ben, if you'd like that request, thank you for your donation. Please do send it through in a high quality scan. You're very good at doing that sort of thing, so I trust you to do that. I had a few more requests here. Number 143 in 1982. Can you get me the 1982?
Is it in the organ or?
It's just around the corner here, yeah. John McKay's asked for the glory of these 40 days. I actually just had another one. Thank you very much for your $10. That's very kind. And Keeman has also donated $10 and asked for common praise, which we'll have after. Tree of Life and Awesome Mystery. So let's have that one as well.
143. Let me grab it for you.
So let's have that one now, actually, whilst it's fresh in my mind. 143, got it?
Sorry.
Thank you. 143. There we go.
You hated that if you were my choral director and I was your chorister, rustling papers during Evensong.
Oh, well.
That was one of your biggest bugbears. Keith Nightingale, will you agree with me on this one? Rustling paper between items. Or...
Well, it's just not a very musical sound, is it? To be honest. Okay, so the glory of these 40 days we celebrate with songs of praise. For Christ, through whom all things were made, himself has fasted and has prayed.
I was wanting to know if you found the BWV 742 in volume 9, Baron Writer.
The tune is called Halt uns Herr, and it says rhythmic in brackets. I'm not quite sure why, so maybe the rhythm's been changed to fit the words. And this is harmonised by J.S. Bach. I don't know, have a look for me.
Is this backdrop or is that...
Okay, so here we go. The glory of these 40 days. John, thank you very much for requesting that. And now I've got an assistant to hand. I can actually grab hymn books in a record time. So thank you very much for sending that through. And Keenan, who's also sent a request, which is in this hymn book here. We'll get to that in a moment.
This is Ben's request.
Oh, this is Ben's request, is it?
Yeah, Ben wants this request. And Glenn, who knows this hymn book very well, he grew up with it. The smelly hymn book, as he's calling it, so we know exactly which one he means. He said it's in there, so I found it. Mark Cardenas requested this piece last week. You probably do you know it?
I don't know it.
No.
I've got a bit of a tickle. You might have to go and get my strepsils.
That's okay. Right upstairs.
I've had this tickly cough for a while, and we all seem to have a tickly cough in this house. And don't worry, it's not COVID. You're not looking at a COVID sufferer. We're quite clear. Is that no? I want a purple one. Oh. You have that. You can have those, can't you? You should have thought that through. They're yours.
You wanted something quickly, rapid relief.
The purple one's fine. Right, so Mark Cardenas requested a piece by J.S. Bach actually last week. Was it the week before? And because it was not a well-known one, I didn't know where to find it. I've never played it before, and actually, Caroline presented me with the score just now, and this is the first time I've ever seen it. It's Herzlich, mich, verlangen. It starts off in the Ruk positive, apparently, which could be a solo stop, like a clarinet, a reed, or a trumpet or something, and then the Oberwerk would be the accompaniment. So let's find a sound which would work for the Oberwerk. So that's too fluty, too nice. Let's try that with a bit of swell. Should we just have this, Mark? I'm not sure what sort of sound you're expecting, but don't expect this to be an historically accurate, scholarly performance, because I've never seen it before in my entire life. I swear I have not. But luckily there were no pedals, which in a way makes it a bit harder because I've got to play everything just with these old hands here. Okay, so let's have a go with this guy. So this is it's actually got two titles. It's Ach Herr, mich, armen, Sünder, or Herzlich, mich, verlangen by Bach. Either way, it's BWV 742. I feel like I'm in an RCO exam, just being given a sight reading score here, and I've got half a minute to look through it before the examiner says, okay, and you can start.
And you've got 190 examiners out there.
Oh, is that it? Right, yes. God. Oh. The things I do to earn a few quid.
There's no audio.
There should be audio. Well, I haven't started playing yet.
Oh, done?
final chord there almost took me by surprise. Well, it did take me by surprise, I should say. Obviously, in the right hand, there was just a single melody, all one note all the way through, but the final chord actually has 3 notes in the right hand, which I highly doubt would be like that. But so to play all the notes, I had to couple the great to pedal at the very last split second. But luckily, I've got a toe piston. You can see that, which does it. So I coupled the great down to the pedal. Mark, how on earth was that? I've no idea how I did. It's a sort of occasion where I'd come out of the exam and they would, the other people waiting to go home would say, how did it go? How did it go? How did it go? Like, I think it was all right. But then you get
you on this occasion.
And then you get the results back and it was like a miserable fail. Great. Half the speed. What are you playing at half the speed for, McVeigh? I'm sorry, sir. I was just seeing it for the first time. It could have gone faster. I feel like the first the first Fantasia section could have gone faster. And then in bar 5 it says poco adagio, which is it says little adagio, so a little slower, poco adagio, and I took that to think, Bach wouldn't have written adagio, poco adagio in a sort of allegro vivace piece, I don't think. So I took it as and then also with the text, Herzlich, mich, verlangen. It's obviously a passion tide, O sacred head so wounded. So I think I should have had that feel. Mark, anyway, I hope that was all right for you. Good, you really enjoy. Well, now, Mark, you owe me a favour now because you made me play that. I want to know, why did you request that? Why that one? When out of all the Bachs, the Passacaglia in C minor, the big G minor, Fantasia and Fugue, you went for that. Why? Actually, there is another piece by Bach. If you can find me book 2, I'll play.
It has to be this backdrop again.
I think it's book 2, or maybe it's something else. Well, just get the whole series, the set out, and don't just put it behind the set. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with requests because we're having a little bit of a lull and people will be switching off, so we need to keep going. I've lost my place in the running order now.
Why don't you do
no, I found it. Okay, no.
It's right there.
I will then, okay. I've been told by my producer who's just come off strike. Beneath the cross of Jesus, I fain would take my stand. The shadow of a mighty rock within a weary land. A home within a wilderness, a rest upon the way. From the burning of the noontide, heat and burdens of the day. Hang on, how does that work grammatically? From the burning of the noontide heat and burdens of the way. Of course, you need to engage brain here. The tune is called Since Christopher and was requested, I think, by Ben. Is that right?
Yeah, and Glenn helped us find where it was.
Yeah, Glenn, thank you. I have to smell this hymn book whenever I play it because it's just the best smelling hymn book I've ever smelled. Lovely tune, thank you very much. We have had that before actually on VC, and I've only ever played that on VC. There are some hymns that I will only ever played here, sat here for you, and that's one of them. I never come across that in a church or anywhere here in England. But it was beneath the cross of Jesus, I fain would take my stand. So thank you very much, Ben, for requesting that. Let's push on through requests on my printed out sheet before we get to. I saw one or two other super chats come in. So could you possibly make a note of those?
John Manchester sent one in. Apparently, it's Gerda's son's birthday today.
Perfect. Well, perfect. Well, we'll get to that. I don't know any details, so we'll get to that in a bit.
Oh yeah, common phrase.
And so all the hymn books are in the organ. Yes. Let me just talk. So to announce the next hymn. The next hymn, I think, is a request from Andre. Apologies, I don't think I can actually pronounce your first name. Ifly, I-F-L-Y, with a capital L. So capital I, F, capital L-Y. I don't know whether that affects the pronunciation. I don't know. So I apologise. You know what I'm like with pronunciations. English is a struggle, let alone for foreign languages. And what's he sent in? Well, he sent in something beginning with Y, so it's right at the very bottom. Actually, no, it's not. Oh, have I lost it? No, above all jewels, that's it. At the top, I was thinking it was something else. It's above all jewels, but it's actually in a foreign language. Oh, I'm not sure what language that is. Are you in with us? If you are in with us, let everyone know what the language is, please. The English translation is, "You are more beautiful than all jewels, my jewel, my Jesus. I want to give in to you, both in pain and happiness, treasure in the heart of the saint. Your faithful friendship is a precious gem. Everything will last your devotion. No need to separate me from her, my friend. I only believe in your love. The day is getting short, good Jesus, my jewel, the most beautiful, the light of eternal beauty, a shining gem. Your presence, don't let the night go out." Hopefully, hopefully, if Andre, if you're watching back on catch up, you'll have to let us all know what language this is in, and leave a comment on the video, please. A bit of context around why you're requesting this. So here we go. Well, thank you very much, Andre, for sending that one in. Beautiful tune. It had hints of a tune by Orlando Gibbons. Did anyone else pick up on that? Oh thou, what's it? Which one is it? Which one is it now? There's one of the songs, I can't remember. There was just one bit in the middle. I can't quite think of the beginning of it. But there's one of the hymns by Gibbons just had a very familiar flavour to that one. But lovely, thank you very much. Sorry, I don't recognise the language. Is it Polish? It might be Polish. Well, I'm sure we'll have an answer soon. We're going to go into a request now from Benjamin Yao. Benjamin Yao is a bit of a celebrity here on BIS. I ought to look out, really. Ben does just an awesome, really awesome job. And thank you. Sorry to interject here. Thank you very much to what's your name? A Bach's fellow or a Bach steward?
A backwards fellow.
Is it a backward?
A Bachwards fellow.
A Bachwards fellow, right. Caroline knows. For providing last night's timestamps for the organ album. I wasn't expecting that to be done so quickly, so thank you very much for sending that through. So Benjamin Yao does quite a lot of timestamps for VC, and that is extremely helpful. And he sent in a request called "There is a fountain filled with blood, drawn from Emmanuel's veins. Ooh, dear. And sinners plunged beneath that flood lose all their guilty stains." Then the words repeat. Tune is called "Cleansing Fountain," and apparently it's an early American melody. Words are by William Cooper. Okay, so here we go. There was a fountain filled with blood. I think I might have played this last week, but without the chorus, possibly. So we can now hear it in its entirety. Apparently, we've got Panitha in with us, who has just joined us from all the way over in Sri Lanka. And this is your favourite hymn. So that's good timing, isn't it? This is a rather good hymn, that, isn't it? So Benjamin, thank you for sending it through. There is a fountain filled with blood, drawn from Emmanuel's veins. Let's have that one again. I like that. It's good. So we need to have some of these requests from your live super chats, your super requests, if you like. So where are we going to go first?
So Keenan asked for this hymn, Tree of Life and Awesome Mystery.
Keenan, I think donated $10. Is that right?
That was quite some time ago now.
So thank you very much, Keenan. Let's have a look at this hymn.
There must be 2 editions of the Common Praise, because he's said Common Praise, but it's not the Common Praise we have, confusingly.
But we found it.
We did. It was in the ELW as well.
It's Tree of Life and Awesome Mystery. In your death we are reborn. Though you die in all of history, still you rise with every morn. Still you rise with every morn. 3 verses, I think, only. Actually, there's more verses, but I'll give you 3 verses, if that's all right. Thanks for your donation as well. And we've got a couple of super chats to get through, which is excellent. Makes me a happy boy. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for your donations. Seriously, that's so wonderful. So John, $10, Keenan, $10, John Manchester, $20. Happy birthday to Gerda, Gerda's son. How old is your son, Gerda?
19.
19, excellent. Bill Ratty, $20. Bach was beautiful, spot on. That's very kind. I think you're just being polite there, but appreciate it. An endless song, really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for playing Quites Pastores earlier. I came in late as it was played. Nice.
Keenan says, thank you for including this. We use the ELW, but the congregational hymnal doesn't have the full music. We're using it as our Kyrie during Lent.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Timothy Hallett, £1.79. Thank you, Timothy Hallett. Sorry, I've got the copy.
Timothy Hallett, yes, we've got a Marge Simpson back here. Timothy Hallett sent in £1.79. Thank you very much.
Timothy Hallett used to be a Chesterfield chorister, am I right? I think you did, Timothy Hallett.
Really?
Confirm or deny?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not in my.
Timothy was in the chat last night, I think, and we were talking about this with Nigel.
Oh right, I wasn't in the chat last night, so I was playing "My Heart Is Indicting," an organ-only version by Handel, rather fiddly. So I was thinking about that. We're actually going to have. We had this a couple of weeks ago. "Praise my soul, the King of Heaven." Now we need to be careful when singing this. There were two versions of the refrain. Alleluia, alleluia. I shouldn't be saying that. Praise the everlasting King. Or you can just sing, praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him, praise the everlasting King. So we'll actually go for the latter. We'll have praise him, rather than alleluia. Because we are in Lent. And I'm playing this for Julian Goldering. Tomorrow, I don't know when he sent this in, possibly tomorrow, Monday, is their 53rd wedding anniversary, and this was one of their hymns. So, Julian, happy anniversary. 53 years of, I'm sure, a very happy marriage. So congratulations, 53 years as an astonishing achievement. So good for you. I'm sure you've had a wonderful time. And this was one of the hymns. I've actually got an extra verse in here. So actually we have 5 verses of this. Why not? Music is very good, isn't it? So here we go. Praise my soul, the King of Heaven. Thank you very much, Julian. And once again, a very happy anniversary to you and your wife. 53 years. Just thinking about 53 years. So I'm in my mid-30s now. And another 15 or so years from my age now is, on top of my age, is the time you've been married. So that's my entire life plus another few years. That's amazing. I can't quite comprehend that. That's just so amazing. I'm sure there's lots of people. This might be a little bit of a fun question, actually. Can we identify in the chat now who has been with their partner for the longest? Caroline and I, we're sort of newbies, really, like 5 years or so. I'm sure. Is 53 the longest? Let's see if we can get the highest sort of number, the highest anniversary. That's just blown my mind a little bit, that. Philip Powell is up next with a request, Adoramus te Christe. Now this is, I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure what this is. I don't know whether it's a hymn or an arrangement or what, but I think it might be a hymn which has been arranged. It says here, but it's by Dubois. But it has the words Adoramus te Christe et benedicimus tibi. Adoramus te Christe et benedicimus tibi. Quia pes sanctam crucem tuam redemisti mundum. Adoramus te Christe. I think there's a typo there. Adora, not adoremus te. Adoramus te Christe et benedicimus tibi. I don't know whether anyone will know this or not, but let's just have a go, shall we? I don't know how fast. There's no tempo marking or anything, so I'm basically completely at sea with this one, as usual. So there's a little bit of a cheeky introduction, and then the choir come in. So what I'll do is I'll start on the choir to signify the introduction. Then I'll move up to the great, which is when the words, the text starts. All right. I might solo something out a bit later on. I don't know this, definitely not. I wonder whether you do. Let's have a go. There we go. Did anyone know that at all? No? Not I didn't. Can't say I did. But anyway, Philip, thanks for sending that through. Bill Ratty now. I think Bill actually sent a super chat in earlier. I've actually Can I see it on the screen? Does it say your name on the screen? Yes, Bill did. It's on the screen, just next to the subscriber count, to the live subscriber count, 79,620. Can we get to 80k by, I was going to say by Christmas. Christmas is a while, we should do. By Easter, so that's a couple of weeks away. So we need to find 380 subscribers by Easter. Can we do that? How can you help? It's quite simple. Quite simple. Just click like on this video and leave a comment on this video and any other video that I put online. Leave a comment just saying, awesome work, or must try harder. No, don't say that. I know some of you will. Don't say that. I'll take it to heart. Just leave a comment and click like. As simple as that. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because we have a large variety of stuff here on BIS. We have live virtual churches like this, where there's a bit of informality, a bit of chat, a bit of organ music, a bit of a hybrid of organ music and choral music, whatever like that. And we have a very formal stuff as well, like organ recitals and formal sort of Advent carol processions. If you haven't subscribed, you'll love this channel. I love it, and I think most people watching love it. So click that subscribe button, and also please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button, because that gives you the notifications. Now, Bill, you've sent me this piece by Alice Jordan. Let's see if I can find it. It looks quite straightforward. This is now when I wish I hadn't said that. Can I put it in 4-score, because actually it's not entirely clear in the Dropbox app. How do I close that? I don't know how to do this. Oh, crumbs. Open with, okay, let's open with Adobe Acrobat Reader. Oh, it has install it. I haven't even got it installed. Anyway, so let's go. It's by Alice Jordan, and I'm rambling on. I've just asked you to subscribe, and I'm rambling. That's not setting a very good example, is it? So let me explain what the piece is. It's Jesus, the very thought of thee, with sweetness fills my breast, I think would be the rest of it. There's basically a very small organ chorale by Alice Jordan, and the music is absolutely tiny. I have to bring the desk forward here. Can you see that on this camera? That's only half the screen. I can't work out why. Dropbox just simply will not do it on full screen. Well. So what does Alice want? She wants swell strings. We can do that. Let's have some choir strings as well, because they're quite beautiful on this organ. She wants the great flutes and 4 and 8. We can do that. And pedal 16 and 8. We can do that as well. And it says slowly and expressively. Okay, well, I can probably do that. And we're in F major, or in D minor. Might be D minor, actually. But we end in G major. So, okay, here we go. More sight reading for McVeigh. Did you hear the 32-foot rumbling? Those people who have subwoofers, did you hear that rumbling away? Let's make sure, are we up to date with super chat requests? I think we are. I think those latter super chats were just generous super chats, actually. Tim Hallett. So I think I know your brother, Matthew. I think he and I were at York at the same time. I gather you were a chorister at Chesterfield before my time. That's good. Chesterfield was a very inspirational place for me and for a lot of people. It's where I was a chorister, and I got my passion for choral music at Chesterfield. Wonderful setup there, wonderful tradition of weekly choral services, singing all sorts of incredible repertoire, and it just it really exposed me to music, church music generally, actually, church music, piano music, organ music, and of course led me to Herbert Howells. So I'm very grateful to being a chorister there for to leading me to eventually sitting here today with you. It's amazing how these things work out, isn't it? You go for an audition for something that you had never really heard of, or actually very interested in at the time, and then 30 years later, you're sat here playing an organ like this on YouTube in front of 150 people, playing hymns. Like how life works is just bizarre, isn't it? But it's wonderful. So we have one more hymn request, and it is let's see if it's in my folder. It should be. I think I put it in earlier. It's called. It has rugged in the title. The old rugged cross. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross, where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. Actually, this is a request, sort of, by St. Vincent's Dog Home. They wanted Sweet Hour of Prayer and Honour. Oh, hang on. He's been cheeky here. He wants three requests in one. It doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. Sweet Hour of Prayer and On a Hill Far Away. Okay. On a hill far away stood the old rugged cross and Sweet Hour of Prayer. Well, you're not having the first one because I don't know what that is. I haven't got it. But the second one you can have. On a hill far away stood the old rugged cross. And just make sure that there's an option on the BIS requests form to let me know whether you're a patron or not. Please choose that option very carefully, because I know all my patrons. I ask all my patrons to leave me a personal message to introduce themselves, so I know who's in there and who isn't in there. All right. So on a hill far away stood an old rugged cross. Bill, gosh, my friend, thank you so much for that $20. $20 for a 32 foot. People should sponsor a stop. If somebody wants me to pull out or use a certain registration, take Bill's lead there and sponsor that stop for $20. That would be amazing. Here we go. I'm going to pull out the party horn again. Literally the party horn. I love the idea. The words there basically will replace that old rugged cross with a crown. So all good things come to those who wait. So actually we're going to go into the voluntary now. That ended on a sort of a positive note, that hymn. And this voluntary is a bit of a positive voluntary. It is a Grand Chœur in D major by Alexandre Guilmant, requested by somebody called Harry Powell, requested this Guilmant. So I thought, do you know what? I haven't played this in a while. And I thought, can I still play it? And then I thought, probably not. And then I thought, do you really mind? I think you probably do mind if I can't play it, because I know some of you are very accomplished musicians. And actually, I don't like it when people just bust their way through something and it goes horribly wrong, because they're sight reading it, I haven't prepared it. But let's see. I think we're out of requests today, so I've got through all the requests on my sheet and all of your super chats. So thank you for leaving your generous donations tonight. That's really generous. We're at 629 subs. I think last week we were on 400 and something. So we've got 200 since last week, which is very nice. You're all very welcome. Quick question to you: is anybody watching in our relatively diminished audience, with usually up to 300 people watching? I think different time zones and clocks changing today here in the UK at least have resulted in people, so probably because it's actually 10 past 10 here in the UK, it's actually 10 past 9, but it should be 10 past 10. Or is it the other way around? Oh, is it 10 past 8? Oh, I don't know. I think it's 10 past 8, isn't it? Or is it? Oh gosh, I don't know. Anyway, before my maths embarrass you myself anymore, I'm going to crack on and embarrass myself with this wonderful piece by Alexandre Guilmant. So this is not a very Lent piece, but hey ho. It's in D major, that's all. There's no association to anything anti-Lent. It's just D major, and it requires the reeds. So I hope you enjoy this. Well, that was just a little ditty there by Guilmant, the Grand Chœur in D. Rather fun piece actually to play. Just need to keep your eye on your feet in the last section, because the feet suddenly become very busy, despite in the first section being not busy. The last section actually it becomes very busy. It's the middle section as well. It's very sort of dance-like, isn't it? Brilliant. Fab. Thanks for requesting that. Harry, are you in with us? Yes, Mum Kay Hudson is just sounding great here at BISHQ. She's actually through the next door. Do you want to come and say hello? Are you brave enough to come and say hello on the camera? Oh gosh, I think she's coming. This will be is this a first? No, it's not. You've actually done something before, I think, haven't you? Oh, you've got your curlers in. She's just taking the curlers out. Why don't you stand here? This side, I think. This is
hello.
This is my mum, who you probably see the resemblance. Just duck down a little bit. There we go. This is my mum, who's currently at BISHQ, keeping an eye on Hugo. I think has he gone up?
He's in the bath. Or he was in the bath.
It sounds very quiet upstairs. I think he's probably out of the bath. I think if he was in the bath, it would be a little bit more noisy than it is now.
He loves his bath, doesn't he?
He does. He does indeed. So, yes.
Okay.
I think we're finished now. So I think we'll sign off, and then I might come and have my tea. If that's all right.
Daniel's been asking about. All right then.
There we go. Daniel, your request. Well, yes, I've actually got your request here, but unfortunately we have to draw the line at some point. I love howls. I love howls, but we'll have it another time, shall we? Isaac, Prelude the Deum. Well, I'm not sure what that means. I apologise for not being able to see your chat. I mean, look, if I show you my iPhone screen, look how small that is. Can you read? I can't read that. I'm playing here, pulling out stops, and I'm contending with, I think, font size 6 on there. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Utterly ridiculous. I have to find a better way to see the chat, but I don't like the chat being visible on the camera because I think it just looks a bit tacky. I try to hide all technology. So I do go back though and have a look, see what you've been getting up to. But if you haven't already, please do click the like button on this video. It's good to have 185 people watching, and I apologise for the sort of odd timing of today's virtual church. Our clocks went forward today, so we lost an hour in bed this morning. I actually started an hour early anyway, so I think we were all over the place. But feel free to watch back and leave a comment on this video. So if you could do those two things for me, guys. I often only get 20 comments, but have hundreds, thousands of people watching. So if you could leave me a comment, just say thank you or anything, that would be really cool. And just click the like button on the video. That's all I ask of you. So until next week, this week I'm going to be editing. This week's really busy actually. I've got John Challenger's Salisbury recital to edit, which I'm really looking forward to putting together. So he's giving you a recital on Easter Saturday on Salisbury Cathedral organ. I was over there week before last, recording him, as you know, and I also hopped on the organ to play a few Easter hymns, and that's going to go online on Easter Day. So you can expect a very uplifting virtual church from Salisbury Cathedral. I can't believe I'm saying that, from Salisbury. the famous Salisbury Cathedral with this tall tower and the old clock and the fabulous organ. I think it's going to be the best virtual church we've ever done. At least as good as Gloucester, I think. So you're in for a real treat. And I'm going to put that together this week, along with a video that I did, which, no, I won't tell you. I'm editing a secret video, which will go online very soon. I think you Americans will like it particularly, actually. You'll be very interested in it. So look out for that. So until I announce that, which might be this week, it might be at some point soon, until next time anyway, I will say a cheerio. Please remember to just do those two things. Click like and leave a comment. Even if you've been chatting away, you know, like mad in the chat here, which I love seeing you chatting away. A comment is very different to live chatting, okay? There are some people who are very good chatters in here, but never leave a comment. But there are some people who always leave comments. So please do that. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week, wherever you are in the world. And you know, you've got to stay safe. You've got to take care. And I will say a cheerio. See you next week, guys. Bye-bye.